So, here we go. Got a video here for 87Bobafett's contest. I think it's a really great idea for a contest, showing off the worst of your collection. So first of all, congratulations. I know you're over 250 subs right now. You know, soon you'll be 500, 600, 700 subs. So definitely deserved. Great videos. Man's got a great collection. A lot of knowledge on the books that he has. I'm sure you know everybody watches his channel. Again, thanks for doing the contest. It's a great idea. Totally different than most contests. Always, you know, your favorite or the best or this and that. And I think showing off the worst is a good idea. Like a lot of people, you know, a lot of the worst things in my collections I've gotten rid of over the years. There are a handful of things here, and I believe you said worst in comic books, games, or movies, so I got a little bit of both, or all three. First of all, we'll go into the, oh Lord, the worst comic books here. A couple of these are kind of embarrassing. First off, I got this in the 90s. Picked this up. It came with an album at the time, a CD. It was Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation, and thought the comic might actually be pretty good. It's written by Neil Gaiman with art by Michael Zulli, and the art is okay. But I guess, you know, the story with what Neil Gaiman has to work with is just, it's not that good. I mean, it's Alice Cooper basically. I don't know, it's like almost like they put him into the universe of the Endless with Sandman and Death and things like that from DC, even though this is a Marvel comic. And it just, I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me. I don't know why I've kept it all these years. But yeah, it was pretty bad, especially for a Neil Gaiman story. This next issue here, I mean, this is a big key issue. This is the first all digital art comic book. I forget when this came out, mid 90s. It was from a company called Reactor. It is Dominatrix #1, and it's just it's horrible. The computer generated art is this 90s 3D kind of art that's still kind of blocky, and yeah, it just wasn't that good. And I don't know, I know I've read this. When did this come out? Oh Lord, 1993 August. Yeah, it's I know I've read this. It was probably the day I bought it, but yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, she's like a dominatrix or something. I can't remember if she's an android or if she's like a real woman, but yeah, that's how bad it was. I remember next to nothing about it. It just it always reminds me of those old 90s cartoons like Reboot and stuff, art-wise, which, you know, look better on the screen than on the page here. Yeah, this was just pretty bad. So sorry if anyone has this and they like it. Don't mean to offend anybody, but it's pretty bad. Next we have a classic Image comic. This is from like the second or third wave of Image comics in the 90s. You guys are gonna love this. It's Troll #1, another key issue. Oh man, this book was horrible. Again, I remember next to nothing about this book. I was a stupid kid, what can I say? It's from one of the Liefeld clones, Jeff Matsuda, I believe, which was one of Liefeld's inkers. I'm sure it's from Extreme Studios. So and you can see the influence, the horrible proportions. And yeah, I mean, he literally is a little guy. He's almost like one of the little troll dolls from the 90s. Just, I don't know if he had a jewel in his stomach or not, but this was pretty bad. Again, I have no idea why I still have this. I have a lot of early Image books I probably could have included in this that are pretty horrible, but I think this pretty much topped all the rest of them. And this last comic book, I don't even know what to say here. Mr. T and the T-Force, number 4 from Now Comics. It's Mr. T and the T-Force. Yay! This one is actually, I believe, still unopened. I think this is something my mom got. I believe I had a couple of other issues. I remember reading one of these, and it's I pity the fool. It was pretty bad. This is probably the worst comic book that I own. And I mean, it's written by Mike Barrett and art by Norm Breyfogle, but still, it's Mr. T. Oh Lord, sorry. Okay, now for movies and games. I'm not a huge gamer. I'm a casual gamer, I guess. I have a PS3 and I don't know, maybe 10 games tops. Had real high hopes for this. My buddy actually got it for my birthday last year. Got him a copy too, and we both agreed it was definitely a waste of money buying it new. Huge fan of the comic and the show, and this game just really, really disappointed. It's Walking Dead, Survival Instinct. I mean, it's Walking Dead. It's a first-person shooter. You know, you get to play as Daryl. It's even, you know, it even has Merle in it. But it just, I don't know. I started playing it and really, really disappointed. So, movies. I have quite a few. Everybody has bad movies. I'm just going to show a few. First, I want to show this. Had high hopes for this movie. And it ended up being, I mean, there's a couple of good things about it, of course, but overall, it was just a horrible adaptation from the cartoon, which used to be just great on MTV. That was Aeon Flux with Charlie Theron. And there were some cool concepts to it and some other neat things, and of course, Charlie Theron is hot, but the movie overall was really disappointing. Cartoon, so much better. And then House of the Dead, huge zombie fan. This movie is crap. I'm sorry if anybody liked it. The game was cool. First person shooter. I remember playing it in the arcade as a kid. Still find it every now and then, you know, around now, but the game was a lot better than this movie. The movie was crap. Next is Frankenfish. Now I have to admit, this movie, if you like B movies, you probably like this movie. It's not so terrible it makes you not want to watch it, but yeah, I mean, it's a bad movie. You have to like bad movies. I like a lot of B movies, especially horror movies and sci-fi movies. So this one isn't too bad, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not going to win any awards, that's for sure. And last is movie. I think it was my dad. He got it for Christmas last year, and he buys movies sometimes. You know, and it's cool. And you know, a lot of times he'll pick something that you never think might be good, and ends up being pretty good. But you know, he knows I'm in the comic books and horror movies and sci-fi, things like that. He's not really all, you know, into all of that, so it was a nice thought. And well, anyway, it's you'll recognize this guy from that 70s show. It's Wilmer Valderrama in a sort of horror movie based on a independent comic book. It's called The Dead One. And yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, he's brought back to life by an Aztec god, so he becomes like a superhero zombie. It tries to revolve around the Dia de los Muertos, but I don't know, I don't really think it achieves too much. It's pretty bad. Plus, you know, it's him. Now, if they had went ahead and made a Chips movie with him as Ponch, maybe. But yeah, this, I'm sorry, wasn't good at all. So yeah, there's some pretty horrible things there to show off for worst in our collection. So congratulations again there, Boba Fett. 250 plus subs, man. Well deserved, and I know soon you'll be double, triple that. So everybody, if you haven't checked out his channel, do so now. It's a shame if you haven't. He's got some great videos. He's been doing starting to do some videos showing off his entire collection, and yeah, he's got some good books, so a lot of knowledge. So check him out if you haven't. And thanks again, man. Until next time, everybody take care.